Hello everyone. Today we will be again understanding a very important economic concept which we call it as an equilibrium price. Now equilibrium is a situation where demand is equal to supply. Equilibrium price is a price at which the demand curve intersects the supply curve, which means equilibrium price is a price at which the demand curve and the supply curve meet each other. You can see it in the diagram. And at an equilibrium price, when there is an equilibrium, we call it as an equilibrium quantity. When there is an equilibrium quantity, there is neither shortage nor surplus in the market, because the quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied. So when quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied, there will be neither shortage nor surplus in the market. So we will be covering this in detail. Now you can see equilibrium is a situation in which opposite forces balance each other. What are the opposite forces? Demand and supply. These are the two opposite forces. They balance each other, means it is equal. So a market equilibrium is a situation in which the quantity demanded equals to quantity supplied. See here. It is a situation in which the quantity demanded equals quantity supplied at a single price, which is called market equilibrium price. It is determined at that point at which the demand curve intersects the supply curve. The demand curve and the supply curve intersects each other. Previous graph I already told you, demand curve. This is my demand curve moving. The demand curve is moving from left to right, downwards. The supply curve is moving from left to right, upwards. So here you can see this is meeting at this particular point. It is meeting at this point, intersecting, cutting each other. So this point is called as equilibrium. I will explain you in another slide with a simple example. Don't worry. So it is determined at a point at which the demand curve and the supply curve intersect each other, cut each other, meet at one particular point. It is also called market clearing price, because at equilibrium price there is neither surplus nor shortage in the market. Why there is neither surplus nor shortage? Because at equilibrium price the quantity demanded and the quantity supplied is equal. So when the quantity demanded and quantity supplied is equal, there will be neither shortage of product nor there will be a surplus of product in the market. So if the price is different from equilibrium price, either buyer would demand more or seller would supply more. So if the price is different from equilibrium price, either there will be a shortage. When the buyer demands more, means there will be a shortage, or when the seller would supply more, when the seller supply more and the demand is less, it results in surplus. Now we will see this with a very simple explanation and example. So here you can see this, you can see the tabular illustration. Here we are going to understand what is equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. So here you can see the first one is price. This P stands for price. Price 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and this is QD. QD means quantity demanded, and QS is the quantity supplied. And then we will find out whether there is a surplus or shortage, or it is an equilibrium. How do we calculate? We will do supply minus demand. When we do supply minus demand, the result, if it is coming in positive, which means the supply is more, the demand is less, there will be a surplus. And when the supply is less and the demand is more, there will be a shortage. And when supply and demand is equal, there will be equilibrium. So here you can see when the price is 7, the quantity demanded is 0 and the quantity supplied is 600. So how do we find out? Quantity supplied minus quantity demanded. So 600 minus 0 is 600. It is coming in positive. So there is no demand for the product and 600 product is supplied in the market. That means there is a surplus. There is a surplus of 600 product. When price falls to 6 real, the demand is increased. Demand is 100 and the supply is 500. Again we find out 500 minus 100 is 400. Means there are 500 products in the market, but only 100 product is demanded by the people, customer. So 400 product is extra, surplus. This is surplus. It is in positive. Again, when price falls to 5, the quantity demanded increases to 200 and the quantity supply falls to 400. So now you can find out 400 minus 200. 200 is the extra. More supply of product in the market, so there is a surplus. Now we will see when the price is 4, the quantity demanded is 300 and the quantity supplied is 300. You can see 300 and 300, quantity demanded is equal to 300 and quantity supplied is 300. So 300 minus 300, it is 0. So there is no surplus, no shortage. The quantity demanded and quantity supplied is equal. So what is the price? What is the price at which the quantity demanded and the quantity supplied is equal? The price at which the quantity demanded and the quantity supplied is 4. This is the 4. So this 4 is my equilibrium price. And what is the equilibrium quantity? Quantity demanded is 300 and quantity supplied is also 300. So this 300 is my equilibrium quantity. This 300 is my equilibrium quantity. And you can see 300 minus 300, it is 0. So there is neither surplus nor shortage. When price falls to 3, the demand increases. Now 400 people want the product, but the supply of product is only 200. So 200 minus 400, that is minus 200 in the market, which means there is a shortage. Again, when price falls to 2, the quantity demanded increases to 500 and the supply falls to 100. So 100 minus 500 is 400. Again, there is a shortage in the market. And finally, when the price is 1, the quantity demand is 600 in the market and there is no supply. No product is available. So 0 minus 600 minus 600, there is a shortage in the market. Graphical illustration, when we draw from this table, we draw this graph, you can see this is a demand curve. Demand curve is moving downwards towards left to right. And this is supply curve, it is moving upward from left to right. And you can see this point, this is a point where demand curve intersect the supply curve. They meet each other. So here you can see what is the price? The price at which the demand curve, supply curve intersect each other is 4. So this 4 is my equilibrium price. And here you can see what is the quantity where the quantity demanded and quantity supplied is equal. The equilibrium quantity is 300. So here you can see, again I have written it in the explanation here. The market is at equilibrium at a market price of 4. So at what price is the market equilibrium? When the price is 4. And the equilibrium quantity is where the quantity demanded and the quantity supplied is equal. So my equilibrium quantity is 300. When demand and supply is equal, there is no surplus and no shortage. So whenever the market price is set above or below the equilibrium price, either a market surplus or market shortage will emerge. Here you can see The equilibrium price is 3. If you set the price, equilibrium price is 4. So if you set the price above 4, if the price is 5, 6 or 7, what will happen? If the price is 6, 7 or 5, there will be surplus in the market. You can see here. When the price is more than the equilibrium price, there will be surplus in the market. And when the price is less than the equilibrium price, 1, 2 or 3, which is less than 4, there will be shortage in the market. So this is how we understand what is equilibrium. Okay, if you like this video, just subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends so that they can also understand and like it. In our next video, we will be understanding different types of cost and revenues.